kind of answering the problem before the problem arrives.
Yeah, preemptive measures.
Preemptive, exactly, yeah.
I like that idea, but especially when you are on the blue side, it's so easy for red side to pivot, right? Ooh, we do see the Fredrin, though. The Kaja's still going to be relevant, especially for neutral fights. But keep in mind that when you do have that Arla, the counter engage is also there. You try to pull him away, Arla pulls you back.
True, yeah.
Yeah, Fredrin, even though he sees that there's a Lilia and he will not be able to move that freely, he still goes for it. He still goes for that take. Crowd control there is, and also some preventation from the side of Team Fireflux having the Valentina. Yes, there is. I think the Valentina have a lot to pick from actually, but let's forget about the first phase of drafting. Let's look up a little bit about on the second phase of ban itself. I see that Tigreal, as I said, was the biggest issue for me. Having it banned by Team RRQ makes most sense.
Yeah, I think at least, you know, making sure that you can't just get locked down and you're forced to, like most people are forced to take Purifies, especially if you are in that gold lane. That's one less thing to worry about. We do see the Claude ban coming out for Fireflux just to make sure that you don't have as much mobility. They might force out the Brody from the side of RRQ, and finally the Matilda ban for RRQ Akira.
I feel RRQ, they have a lot of good options for the goal lane here. Having the Kaja, having the Brody, or the carry is going to be devastating because what your basically checkmate position is, have one lane empty, and in case even if you're losing the team fights, just have Kaja and your marksman split push, and you could just end the game there because there's no one that can really hold off against that kind of combo.
I think the RRQ Akira actually have a really good early game also. They have really good burst damage in terms of the Lilia. Also, the rotation is going to be so fast having the Baxia. But as you said, we might see a carry and carry occurred right now. And it's a really logical pick actually because you have a lot of HP, I would say, on the other hand, from the side of Team Fireflux. So having a carry here, but there is something wrong with the carry actually. A pro player advised me against the carry when it comes to such a draft because he's saying the mobility of the second skill alone cannot allow carry to move freely in the map. She needs a lot of setup.
There's a very small window for RRQ here. Benedetta getting picked up as well. Their win condition is to be able to clear one lane, and they gotta clear the lane as fast as possible. So this Baxia, Lilia, as well as Kaja should be very active around the map. Choose whether you want to take down the EXP lane or the gold lane, and then play macro all the way through.
I mean, when you're in RRQ's position, right, it's all about making sure that the gold lane actually works out. You're hoping that Takashi is actually going to be able to hold his own for the time being, which gives the opportunity for Fireflux to have that level of creativity when it comes down to moving across the map. They have multiple places to attack RRQ Akira, but they have to pick one. They can't be in all places at once. We get the Edith lock-in, and that's what I'm talking about, to start that chaos going to really affect the side lanes.
For Team Fireflux to execute this draft, they need to approach a front-to-back kind of strategy. You have to take Team RRQ Akira layer by layer. They cannot reach the back lines actually. They need to take the front lines first and then approach the carry, which is gonna be so hard. We're not even, I'm not even mentioning that there's a Lilia in the back line.
And now all of this is weighing on the shoulders from the EXP laners here. We get the final roster, Alien. That final slash is going to be extremely key to kind of open up the space, and more so if he can catch the back line off and stop Louise at the same time, that would be the most ideal condition.
I would say RRQ here has a more difficult draft to execute, but if you're able to execute it, it's going to be very difficult for you to fight against it.
I would just change the Benedetta, to be honest.
Change the Benedetta? We'll talk about that in a little bit as we get into the game. This is match point for the side of Fireflux Esports. A dangerous place to be in, especially if you are RRQ Akira. They need this point. They need to even things up. Welcome to game number 2 with RRQ Akira on the blue side up against Fireflux Esports on the red side. But let's get back into the topic, right? Takashi on this Benedetta, what would have been the more ideal pick for you?
Well, they already banned the Trizla. I would have sent the Trizla earlier on, but with the Trizla gone, I would have went for a Yuzong. I would have went for someone that can... Yeah, I know that Benedetta can reach the backline, of course. But again, I don't think that she's that hero that can front damage for you. And you kind of lack some fronting heroes. You have the Baxia, you cannot sacrifice him. He's the jungler after all. And also you have Lewis. He's going to be almost all about the flicker ultimates. he's not going to be fronting anything, for me at least.
Well, I mean, you are Benedetta, so that's not naturally supposed to be your job. But I think at least with the Benedetta compared to the Yuzong, you have the access to Eye for an Eye, which is a very, very powerful spell if timed right. Now, in a lot of cases, Brody ends up kiting out the Yuzong more times than you would like to believe, and that's why the Benedetta is just slightly better in that type of situation, or that's what I believe to be the case.
Right now for RRQ Akira, I'm really wondering which side of the map that they want to approach first, because sure, get level 4 onto Louise, and then perhaps you want to be a little bit more proactive, but starting things off, we don't want a repeat of game number 1. Right now, Apex 47 having to use that flicker early on.
If he didn't use that flicker, he was going to get run down and just die straight up. I think, for me, RRQ Akira, they need to play towards gold side, right? Takashi needs to be an independent laner because it's more of a win con to play around Gusta Lugusta.
Well, I think that carry at this composition, as I told you, it needs a lot of setup. So, and also it's actually a key pick here. If Gusta Lugusta can deal damage, they will win.
And right now, Alien taking a little bit of damage, having to use that flicker, and personally for me, I kind of like that idea. The sooner Benedetta can get out of lane, it's going to be a little bit good for RRQ Akira. Now the turtle has been started. Looks like Takashi's going to slow them enough. King secures it for himself. TNZ is able to escape, but first blood goes over to Alien, and Alien wants more, but he's going to bite more than he can chew. Saigon secures the kill.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. They're doing it all over again, right? Like every single time we see the neutral objectives start to get low, Takashi goes for the Electro Final Blow so early on. This is a very telegraphed play, and unfortunately he ended up too close to Luis, so it ended up wasting the Divine Judgment as well as they got pushed back by the final slash.
Not having a retribution this purple buff battle was crucial for
Yep, and now looks like King gets caught. No way to run away from that. TNZ gets the kill. RRQ Akira, they're being aggressive, but they're starting to make mistakes.
I was just about to talk about King, that he's not having the retribution going in for the purple buff, but he went so deep. He was so greedy, actually. He kinda saw that coming. 4 members coming in, taking a gift. It's easy.
I think it was a really good read from Fireflux Esports, because keep in mind that he did start off on the purple side of the map, right?
Yeah.
So you would have expected the traditional jungle path to actually go back up there. It looks like you spotted something out there, Lofel. What's up?
Takashi actually went outside of the range of the cannon minion, so that denied him of some EXP. But either way, Alien going up against Takashi, and Takashi's not having a good lane going up against this Arlet.
I mean, as long as he goes even against Alien, right? You can lose a little bit of EXP, but not to the point where you're down an entire level, which is what we're concerned about for the upcoming wave.
Oh my god. The gold lane, actually, so far we haven't seen a lot of action there, even though I would have expected to see a lot of the resources being spent for that top lane, for the gold lane. But so far, the true damage from carry will not appear, and also we will not see Sunshine shine anywhere in the map, but it seems like someone's going dark.
They're going for Rosa, and Rosa gets taken down, but I don't know, it seems like an overcommitment. Louis already using the flicker.
Yeah, I agree. That does feel like an overcommitment. They could have really just taken their time with that one, you know? Might even like bait out a flicker from Rosa, too.
Yep, now Takashi and Alien are duking it out. Turtle still in the eyes for RRQ Akira. TNZ is waiting for his opportunity to go in, but Takashi goes and finds 2. TNZ gets locked down here. He goes forward. Can he actually secure the turtle? No, Takashi kills TNZ, and King kills the turtle.
Beautifully done coming in from Takashi, changing up that timer, but making sure that he's holding that eye for an eye for that final slash at the end of the day. Nicely played so far, and now you see the level lead.
Yeah, it looks like Alien trying to run away, having that flicker probably saved his life. If not, RRQ Akira would have secured another one.
Securing that Blade of Hephaestus for Sunshine will make him at least start dealing some damage, and now they are claiming that top lane.
They're putting a lot of pressure here. This is what I was worried about, right? I was hoping that RRQ would at least try to save Gusta Lugusta from this lane, but considering everything that has happened, right? It looks like the EXP is about the same for both sides. I'm guessing that Sunshine has a gold lead on the other end, but now we do see that TNZ is getting aggressive.
TNZ wanting to get a little bit more buffs coming in, and he's taking quite a little bit of damage from Gusta Lugusta as well as Saigon. He has to run away, and King was preventing moving forward by Rosa. But yeah, looking at the levels here, especially from Alien as well as Takashi, I guess I might be wrong. Perhaps he did actually secure the EXP minion.
Yeah, using that conceal was a really smart move from Team Fireflux, but let's look here. What did you spot?
I mean, the gold is dead even for both the carry and as well as the Brody, despite that turret goal going over to him, right? And we do see a little bit of a lead as well. So honestly, not too bad for Akira.
Having a switch here actually makes a lot of sense to me, but leaving the turret freely for Gusta Lagusta doesn't make sense whatsoever. But Team Fireflux actually are kind of struggling right now because of the cut lanes that the Benedetta keeps on doing in the bot lane, also in the top lane, somewhere near the future. Carry already finished her duties in the top lane. Now she's moving to the bot lane to proceed taking more turrets. So I think here is the gold difference. Here when will we see a gold difference for the carry?
It depends, right? It depends if she gets some kind of kills. You can expect her to try and burst somebody down, but here we go. This is going to be the turtle dance once again. Takashi, he's got to level up on Alien, and he's been the big game changer here for RRQ.
I'm looking at Luis. Luis flickers forward, finds TNZ. TNZ still surviving, but King secures the turtle. Takashi takes TNZ down, and Fireflux Esports, they're scrambling. They're not sure what to do. Sunshine finds Luis. It looks like Takashi as well as King. They're really thinking about it. Apex 47 goes inside the bush. Gusta Lagusta is securing the turret. This is what we want from RQ Akira. Get as much turrets as you can. Try to focus on one lane. They're attacking both.
Honestly, to me, that was some hot stuff. Really, Takashi is changing up his gameplay. He's trying to break out of that structure, and he's keeping Fireflux Esports on their toes because they don't know when he's going to go in, right? And they have to make sure that they don't accidentally hit the eye for an eye if he is trying to dash into them, because that's going to cause a lot more problems. And now we look at the gold earned. Sagan, Takashi, Gusta Lagusta taking the top 3 spots.
Yeah, as I told you, Gusta Lagusta is moving freely all around the map. In the top lane, he already got a turret. In the bot lane, he did the same, and his damage so far, he haven't, if we went for the damage dealt, he will not be even dealing damage to any members of Team Fireflux so far, because there wasn't a team fight where he existed. He was focusing on farming and also on getting some turrets, which is something I would have expected from a Bruno, but not from a carry. Anyways, this is the RRQ Akira that we have seen up against Team Blacklist International at the second game. Coming back once again, this is what we are used to from the Brazilian Giants.
It looks like the pressure has gotten to them, and in a good way. They're adapting very well so far, but the question is whether Fireflux Esports has something to say about it.
TNZ keeps getting found out by RQ Akira. I'm saying, man, TNZ now is not having a good game. 1, 2, and 1.
I'm actually liking this, right? Because RRQ Akira, the last time it was TNZ who was kind of the spearhead for the team, giving the information and also initiating these fights. Now on the opposite end, RRQ Akira has smothered him out. And now, without that added level of information, Fireflux are hesitant on some of these decisions.
Yeah, as I said earlier on in the draft phase, Fireflux cannot go through the backlines. They cannot reach the backlines until they take a layer by layer from Team RRQ Akira. So Team RRQ Akira now are risking so much, but they are also gaining so much, which is equivalent to what they are putting on the table.
RQ Akira are going for the Lord. Apex 47 as well as TNZ and Rosa trying to find ways to go in. Luis pulls it back, but TNZ got there on time. Apex 47 goes down, and Rosa, that was a bad mistake coming in. He has to use the flicker to get away. It looks like he's able to. TNZ is still there, still alive. Luis actually caught him and still got the Lord?
He pulled him towards the Lord's side, thinking that it's an off angle. There's no way he can close that distance. And then, oh no, it's Fredrin. He has a dash still available. So, honestly, really nicely done. TNZ reacting just in time. Again, RQ Akira, they got to start taking these smaller micro mechanics into consideration.
I would say that Apex 47 was the sacrificial lamb in this moment. He did a flicker first kill, having King up in the air, not in the way he wanted to be, and then he left the spot for TNZ to take that retribution battle.
King as well as TNZ, two junglers finding each other. Fireflux Esports, they're basically pushing RQ Akira back in their own base. Alien, Apex 47 as well as Rosa is trying to find a target here, while Sunshine just getting this mid for free.
Oh, this is such a big mistake because that Lord is now flipped the tables. It's flipped the script. And now Fireflux are going to be taking all the outer turrets. They're going to be able to walk into enemy jungle. And now the lead that RQ Akira has developed is now falling into the hands of Fireflux. 300 gold lead so far. And if you check the in-game equipment, yeah, you can see that it's starting to even up on all fronts.
I would have actually said that Brody right now will hurt so much, so bad. We were focusing, or I was focusing on Gustav, like Gustav having free farm, but having those, I would say, just one team fight. It's not. There's no kills even for Sunshine. There is nothing that Sunshine did so special that I would say, yeah, this is the time that Sunshine actually got the gold. It was one team fight, and that's all what it takes. And the MVP of this team fight was Apex47 doing that flicker first kill. But leave all that aside, one Lord in and 5 turrets out. So Team Fireflux are using the Lord to its maximum potential. Not just the Lord itself, the minion waves, they are using it. And they managed to get a lot of turrets, rather also to control the map.
Yeah, I mean, it emphasizes your point. Sunshine, minimal damage in the bottom 3 in terms of damage dealt. He's going to be more relevant as the game goes by, but it just shows you how important this Lord actually is to both of these teams.
Tianzi.
Tianzi wired that alone. Luis flickers for it. He wants Tianzi, and Tianzi goes down. He was at a very rough position.
Yeah, that was a bad position. And also, oh, he's gonna come back at the Lord time, but until that, Team Fireflux need to regroup.
Hold on.
What are they doing?
Conceal here. They find Saigon. Is that a target that they want? It looks like Alien says yes. The rest are like unsure. Rosa trying to back him up. Alien has to use the flicker to run away, but Saigon still secures the kill. Hesitation coming in from Fireflux.
It's not looking good. It's really not looking good here. Rosa, again, Apex is there to kind of supplement everything that happens, but it doesn't mean that he can necessarily create space, right? The two big people that we're looking for is both Alien as well as Tianzi. They just need the damage dealer to work together with these two members, and they might be able to find something. The next Lord falls into the hand of RRQ Akira pretty freely. As we look at the items again, we are starting to devolve in towards that late game, which is going to be a big problem because all these tanks are going to melt underneath Gusta Lagusta.
RRQ Akira, I would say that they are playing with time because they used the time until Tennessee reached there to melt that Lord down. Having that true damage right now will have a lot to say into the equation for Fireflux. Esports have to go back, have to regroup, have to have this solid defense because just one mistake right now will cost them the game, will cost them to go for game number 3.
Luis has the Divine Judgment. Doesn't look like he's going to really go for it just yet. But this is a good opportunity for RRQ Akira just to secure the turrets. Right now, they do have the gold lead. All that Luis is waiting for is for that flicker. And at that point, having this carry on your side, you could potentially burst down anyone.
Yep, but the thing is, they didn't see that Alien actually used his final slash earlier on the wave, so that's why Luis was like hesitant, right? He doesn't know whether he was going to get pulled back. So that's the big condition. They have to be extremely aware of what abilities are up and at what times.
Who does Luis wants? That's the question right now. Okay, they are furiously defending that mid lane inhibitor turret, but again, the question here, who does Luis have to take out so that Team Fireflux fully goes down? Is it the Edith for the start? Is it the Alien with his Arlut just to take that final slash away from the team fight? I don't know. For you guys, who do you think should go out for Team RRQ to go in?
I think anybody except for Apex47, right? I think that Apex47, he's great once the Primal Wrath kind of comes out, but everybody has value on the side of Fireflux Esports. I think that the most ideal target in some of these situations is either Tianzi or Alien, because Rosa's a little hard to catch. His positioning has been quite sharp, right? He's working very closely with Alien, who are looking to counter-engage as soon as RRQ try to pull the trigger.
Yeah, again, the Valentina with the Necklace of Durance once again at the early stages. And look at the other side. Look at the Lilia. She has a lot of slowdown effect with this Ice Queen wand. Also some, Divine Glaive and Ventilation.
Yep. Sunshine having to use the flicker very early on, and TNZ half HP. Fireflux, good movement, but Rosa is caught in between. There's nowhere for Rosa to go.
What? That's the sharp position we're talking about?
Dude, you cursed it.
I cursed it.
Why did you have to say that?
Look, Fireflux were trying to look for a play here, and RRQ Akira were at the right place at the right time and called for it. I think that, at the end of the day, RRQ Akira are not thinking too hard about this, and it feels like Fireflux are kind of getting in their own heads about how complicated this play needs to be.
At some point, I think that RRQ Akira just found Rosa by chance, because he wasn't on map, he wasn't like, no one had vision upon him, And just appearing like that in your backline, it was a gift. It was a gift given by Rosa that Team Fireflux cannot actually afford.
Yeah, that was a mistake, definitely, at this point. Fireflux, I don't know, 6.7k behind, 6.8 right now. And again, this is the win condition we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
At one point, even if somehow, some way, RRQ Akira does not win the team fight, they can go for the split push. Having the Kaja carry combo is very deadly.
Yeah, that is very deadly, but as of yet, we're hoping to see something happen here, right? We're hoping to see that big fight, but with a 7k gold lead, eventually it's not going to matter in just a little bit. Fireflux, I think they're going to wait out their time, right? Sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed. If it comes down to an inhibitor, then so be it.
An Enhanced Lord can be the answer for Team RRQ, can be the solution. Team RRQ right now, they have all the ultimates, all the spells, all what it takes is focus that crystal.
Luis right now having the flicker, looks like.
Oh,
Conceal use, he finds Sunshine! Sunshine goes down! And now, Fireflux Esports, they don't have a lot of damage. RQ Akira, they can force this out. They get mid inhibitor. Even Rosa has to be very careful. The minions are going in, and looks like Alien wants something to do with it. Luis goes down, but Takashi with an amazing stun, they're able to get him on. Alien finds Saiga, but Alien gets taken down by King. Apex 47 and TNZ are trying their best to protect their base. King just walks in. Apex 47 is going to get taken down. TNZ, there's not much that you can do. This is game over. RRQ Akira pushes us to game number 3.
Woo! From what used to be match point for Fireflux Esports, now it's 1-1. Who's going to be able to take this way as we move on into game number 3? Nicely done by RRQ Akira as they recover from game number 1.
RRQ Akira, they wanted to clean things out just to take that base. They didn't want to just take the base alone. They want to send a message, and that message is that they are able to come back stronger.